So should we go ahead, manage it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready from my side. Please.
Are you joining from two system?
Yeah, just to keep on looking that everything is going fine. So
Okay.
mobile is also on and my laptop is also on. See, should I
Okay. Okay.
close one of the set?
It is running well. So sound is also good, audio, visual.
Perfect, perfect.
Just let me give a few minutes. I am just sending a message to the group so that
Yeah,
people can join. Okay, I'm
sure.
coming back
Please.
within a minute. So, Maridin, let me start.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you are ready, and uh, participants are also joining. But I am traveling, so maybe there may be some problem related to network.
Okay.
Anyway, so, yeah, good evening, everybody, once again. And today is our eighth day of our short duration online international training program on short rural development project management. And 3 weeks, even yesterday also we discussed different issues related to rural development project management, starting from project cycle identification, uh, then proposal writing, and quite good number of people already submitted their proposal, and also then project appraisal, then monitoring, implementation, stakeholder management. Those things we have already covered. And yesterday also, Parthaputim Bhattacharya, he talked about how IT can help on project management. So, though the session was very much theoretical, even you can try it as a practical oriented. A lot of open source software he has discussed. And now, uh, uh, today we are coming with a session on report writing. So report writing in any project, it is very important. There are different types of report, but there should be a structure. And when we are going for the report writing also important. It is gives you credentiality. It gives you a lot of uh, academic insight, and also proper documentation, and it is academic worthy for the others to follow the thing. So there are many more things are there for report writing, and the style of report writing also it varies. So how to write a report for the project report, what are the different types of report, and all this will be discussed by Dr. Satyaprakash Mehra. Uh, Mehra ji is a development as well as that environment practitioner, and several issues, particularly environment related development or environment oriented development. He had done number of works in India and also different countries of Africa too. So he has a vast experience in this field, and by person having a lot of activities, network with various organization and institution, and in-house he is not only core member and the board of director for GFSRD Global, but also he is looking after that network and partnership as a global head for GFSRD. And that's why always it is required some insights how to write a based report. And he used to do a lot of report writing for uh, different consultancy as well as that academic. Uh, these after completion of the project. Dr. Mehra.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Jayanta. I think you are traveling, and thanks a lot for taking so much pain still while driving. So, lastly, I think your voice is breaking, and the group can't hear properly. But anyway, let me take this platform and just see whatever the things are here. You all are, I think, related with the profession, some of different professions and different field, and having different subject domains also. But overall, let me tell you that whatever I am presenting here is the sharing, which has been just collated from different field. So I had been given this particular point to share my experiences, especially related to report writing. So I will be just through my few of the slides, and these slides are will be available to you. So don't worry about that, and everything will be there, and you can have that also. So if you are having any questions, I will not take too much time because already it's 6:30, and near about 40-45 minutes, I will try my best to complete the presentation, and then let's have some 5 to 10 minutes if questions are there. And still, if you feel any queries, you are free to float your questions afterwards also in whatever the groups are there, or personally, no issue. And whatever answer I can give you, definitely right now I will give, or otherwise afterwards also it could be shared by you. So let me share my presentation to all of you here. So you can see my presentation, and this is what actually Dr. Jayanta already told you about myself. I am environmental come development professional, basically working largely in the sector of environmental, all the related sectors of environment. But my main domain is conservation, and that too water and biodiversity. But how I linked with the development sector is a very interesting point, which I would like to share with you. That is simply the transformation which took place in 2002 when I became from hardcore scientist to the social worker, or you can say the development professional. So then I started linking my scientific, whatever the learnings or the knowledge gained from the formal education or formal system to the application system, means applied field. And my punchline of my work is conservation practices for sustainable livelihood. This is how I am doing, I am working, and all the aspects related to conservation or sustainable livelihood, how they could be linked. And I tried to prepare a few of the economic or ecological models also, that is enviropreneurship models. So, but everywhere the documentation was very important. So right now, the group, my GFSRD, I think you all are associated with this group also. This has given me very rightly the topic of report writing, because it's very important what to write and how to write and what can be. So my sharing will be here. Now, before knowing about that, let's go into simple number one, project. I will not go in the technical definitions of all these aspects. So simple project, we know, is a set of events or activities and a program which is there. But it's not only the simple systematic chain, but also behind this chain, what was the ideation, why it has been done, and purpose of that particular ideation which has been conceived before execution. So such type of questions or queries or the points comes in our mind, and we think that before going for a particular project or particular program, how to work in this direction. So that's what we have to think. But simple ideation and planning for that ideation is not only the means. We have to at least document that ideation. That is very important. If you are not documenting, then definitely either the ideation, if it is not executed, then definitely it will be going out, and your idea maybe the fabulous or awesome, whatever the things are there. You feel that this is very fantastic, and that has to be applied in the modern world, but it won't be of any use if it has not been properly documented or written anywhere. So the most important thing is that whatever you do, either idea is generated, or you just conceive that idea, and if you want to execute or want someone else to execute that idea, definitely you have to answer few of the questions, and questions are simple, that not too details. Simple, if we go in the points, that why, when, what, where, to whom, all these 5 Ws, we have to ask these questions, and how that to be done. So 5 wives and 1 husband, if you can keep this in mind, everywhere, in every program, in every writing, we have to simply answer these 5 Ws and 1 H. So if you are preparing anything, let it be document, let it be written, let it be in the written format. So in written format also, it's not very, simple, easy, that the idea came, and let's pick up the pen or pencil and keep on, or right now if we are having laptop, just type it. No, at least if idea generates, then you should prepare yourself in everything, integrated manner, holistic approach, so that at least that idea could be well written. So these are the precursor before you go for any writing work. And this is very vague, it's not somewhere the principle that these are the only things. May you all can bring some few more points, that no, if I need to write something, I have to play some music, so that at least I can concentrate or focus on that writing work. So everything, it should be well written, well documented, and well worked, and what your particular setup, mental setup, physical setup, and both if synchronizes, then go for the writing. So these are simple precursors which are required before writing. And if we are talking about the report, what actually the report is, and why to have this report? So project, a series of program, a series of events, but it's not only documentation of series of events or activities. It's the strategic approach, that from where it has been idea generated, from that onwards point till when it is completely executed, and after execution also, what is the impact, everlasting impact. So we have to think each and everything. So reporting is generally this is the whole presentation of such type of series of pointers, which we can say for whatever projection there is in our mind. And this report could be anything, even not only the projection. If anything, any work has been completed, that also we can write. But when to write, how to write, and why to write, these all should be very, very clear in our mind. For example, if some daily activity is going on, and you have to report, or you say, you all heard about the diary writing, na? Every day to day, whatever there is in your mind, let it be written on the in the diaries. That is also one type of reporting, but that is very simplistic approach of writing, because this is the person, the audience is you yourself. No need to give that diary to some other person. If again the objective change, if you say that someone will write my biography, then your objective will change, and your diary writing will be changing. So same happens with the news reporting. So if somebody is reporting something, so that is the news reporting. Again, writing a news is something different from the detailed project reporting. So how and see, I am not simply reading this because these slides will be available to you. I'm simply explaining each and everything. These slides will be given to you. So everything will be with you also, and a few references are also there from where I had taken and coded this and I had mentioned. But it is the holistic approach which I am giving here, presenting here. So report is basically that particular write-up or set of write-up or series of write-up, you can say, a document which will be systematically arranged in a manner so that at least whatever activity is completed or going to be completed or taken place in some past or will be taking in the future also, everything. So that has to be very nicely given and as per the objective and purpose. So what type of, so all these, how you are making this report, for what purpose you are writing, and what is the objective behind that. So all these need to be taken into due consideration. So this is what the purpose and importance, relevance of that particular report, why you are writing that report, what is the need of that report, and is the report needs detailed documentation or simple outlines of particular work or particular project which you completed or going to be completed or planned, or you are having some idea. All these will define the structure and organizing that particular report document. That is very important. So we have to be very clear. We have to be very specific while writing a report. So if the work has been completed or the series of activities which you say that the project has been completed and you are submitting something report, then which type of project you completed, and that project, which type of audience will be taking advantage of that particular document. Everything you have to keep in the mind. For example, let's take, there are some scientific reports, or there are some social sciences survey report, or say some consultancy or management report. I will, and a few slides, all will be coming there. Now, where to write, what to write, how much to write, all these are very important points which we have to take into due consideration while writing. So here I'm just giving, all these points. These pointer will give you what I'm explaining, whether the information has to be transformed from the document, or simple you have to explain that particular project or the activities or series of activities. So this type of work you completed or going to be complete, that will decide your writing or that creating that particular document which you are stating as report. So this is how we have to go in the direction. So already I mentioned about that. If we are having the academic report, or we are having the consultancy or management report, we have to think over it, because academically, if we are teaching something or we are gaining something from the book, then definitely we have to be something explainable, or giving the explanation, or explaining with case studies or few examples like that. So might be possible if you did some project, but that project is not having that that project needs a particular explanation, then you can give some examples from the other case studies, and you can correlate it with that particular study, so that at least the audience, the academic or the scholar or that intellectual guy or the professional person can at least understand what actually your project was going, or which direction it was going, or what to do, what was the aim, objective. And from the past case studies or examples, you can easily explain them. But in consultancy report, such type of case studies and that are not required, because already it is a case study. You are preparing that report for particular clientele, and that is only focused on single whatever project is there. For example, the EIA reports, now impact analysis report. Now there, if the project is going on, for example, let's take some mining setup need to be done. Now, if mining has to be done, then clearance from the environmental cell, what type of impact there will be on the environment. So the mining activities from past to present in that particular area, what we will lose, and what type of processes it will be going on, and then afterwards through that process what type of positive or negative impact that particular environment or the living organism living in that particular area will be having on it. So all these aspects need to be covered under the consultancy or management report. So that this is very important in this context. So we have to be, again, purposefully, we have to decide that reporting is done to which particular segment. And even in the academic reports, somewhere, here also I will tell you one thing, whether this academic report will go for the scholar or some professionals of the same sector or same subject domain, or the policy makers, or some such type of leaders who simply need or need to decide the complete statutes or acts. There also the same report, academic report, will be concised, because there they are not having enough time. So again, there also the level of that particular report, whether it is the academic report or consultancy report, will fluctuate. So no particular setup or marked pointers for creating such type of reporting, because reporting is something like where you will find that as per the need of the time and as per the clientele, we have to decide that what actually we all have to prepare, and what to prepare, and how much we have to prepare, and what content should be given, right? So I had just given few examples that different types of reports are there: the formal reports, the informal reports, the analytical reports, informal. All these are there, and so many more. These are simple. I had given that wherever we are going and how much content we need to fulfill, as I explained here, for the same. But again, the key points which I will tell you, I just shared here, that vast, diverse, and different purposes. So which type of purpose need to be solved from our writing, that will decide our content and everything. But overall, what is the principle of writing the report, that we'll be discussing in further slides here. And see, every report, no even two reports are similar. If we are saying that two mining projects are there, one in India and other in some African nation, or some in European nation, so the mining reports of all the three won't be the similar report. There also, if we are saying that let's copy and paste from some mining file and let's have the report, no, extremely sorry for that, because again, the purpose, the clientele, and the environmental condition and the complete setup will be changed. So your content, though the principle will remain same, that the structure will remain same, we'll discuss in further slides, but the complete internal matter will vary from that particular clientele and that particular geographical setup, or whatever other purpose is there. So we need to have very from our side, we have to decide that this is the structure, this is the pattern, but what need to be given, so that at least very well, very clearly, our purpose could be solved from such reports. So going in the structure of a report, now in general, this is how a report is there. Of course, you decide the title and you write the acknowledgements, because lot many stakes are there, not many support, helping hands will be there in your work, or will come across. Then starting from summary. Now summary is very important. Now, why it is important? Because it is a gist, it is that abstract, which is giving you a holistic, whatever the content there, 100 pages, 200 pages, 300 pages report, or 1000 pages report. But summary will give in maximum 5 pages. No, don't go in details of, because we have not to write the thesis here. It's not the PhD thesis or doctoral thesis. It's a report. So very short summary and abstract will be there, which how to write the abstract, that the further slides will describe that what content need to be covered in this particular points that we'll be discussing in successive slides. Yeah, but summary and then content, which what type of content, then comes the main the body of that particular report. And that main body again, in that you are first giving the introduction of that particular series of activities, or say the project there, the program which has been set. Of course, you will give the background information. See here, different terminologies are also used. For example, in executive summary, you will find the abstract. Abstract is there for different cases. And similarly, in background information in the main body, you will find the review, or if you are from the scholarly background, you already do the dissertation work or PhD thesis work, then there the review of literature. So that is what the background information we have to give. Now, how much we have to give, what to give, that will be decided again on the clientele, our purpose, our objective of writing that particular report. And of course, the methodology, then your findings, analysis, and one very important point, which I think most of us forget or miss, that is the limitations and shortcomings. Because whatever you prepare, at least mention the limitations and shortcomings. Because the studies, studying the complete series of activities, we are the humans, and we miss several steps. And afterwards, when either the project has been completed or it is going to be executed or planned to be implemented, whatever the things are there, even in implementation, we know that there is one project which is going to be proposed for a particular area. And let's take something like mining. Let's take, I'm giving again example of mining. In the core jungle areas or hilly terrain, high hilly terrains are there, and this is that it has been given your NOC of environmental will be only given if your particular activity, that mining activity, will having so impact, or these norms, or if you comply from these norms, will be there. So what you will be given? A pocket, a patch, particular site. But see, the series of impacts is starting from the mining core site to the market site, the road, the passage, which are generally not covered, and that will be heavily affected. In what sense? For example, let's take, I'm giving one example from the Central India. Central India, there I was a part of one of the project, and there it has been mentioned that small mining areas of some 1,000 hectares has been given in the mid of the forest, where in the which is the buffer zone of tiger. Tiger is threatened species. Now, okay, fine. They had given a report. They completed the EIA report that our activities, how we'll protect and what we'll do and everything. But when it came to me and they asked me to go for the review, I had just given them, okay, fine, you are giving, you will protect the tiger. But have you ever thought of its prey? These, the herbivore animals, means the tiger on which it is dependent on. Now, what will be the impact on those herbivores? Have you mentioned it, or anything? It has been given in the report. They missed that. Why? Because there is a prey-predator relation. Now, this is not possible right now in that EIA report because it's very concise report. We are not writing a thesis, but still, that is the shortcoming. So we have to mention that there will be impact on tiger due to decrease in the population of its prey or herbivores, which will be having the negative impact on the tiger population, or whatever the food chain will be affected. And you can mention there, because we are not going in the detailed mathematical calculations or that statistical approaches to calculate the herbivores, because right now clientele only need the clearances. This the report has to be mentioned that what will be the impact on the threatened species, and that is tiger. Tiger is the focus point, and if you say anything about the tiger, we will miss lot many things. This is one of the point. Similarly, if you are making a passage, then how much trampling will be done? Trampling will be very important. Trampling means collision of animals, collision of plants while moving from that passage. Now, that is again not possible right now to calculate and give any such type of calculations in EIA report. So there also, in shortcoming or limitation, we can write that that trampling effect is also there during the movement or transportation or such type of, because we are having from point that mining site to a particular market or road, this much passage will be affected. So, you know, depending on your particular project, we have to mention. If no limitation, and I don't feel that no project has, if there is any project where there is no shortcomings or limitation, and no one can cover 100% in their report about the whatever the purpose is there. So there might be even the shortcoming. Let's take we missed some step, and we could not work or collect the data of particular season. We missed that. Or if going for the 7-day data, the timing, sometime we had taken 6 to 8, and other time we had taken 6:30 to 8, or somewhere we had taken 7 to 8. So there will be something like, so time variation. And this is very important when we are writing in the field of nature and environment or wildlife. So every second is very important in this sector. And sometimes what happens that many of such cases are reported, which is only once sighted. So if you are seeing any wildlife that could be by chance you have seen in your particular site, and you reported in your particular writing that we came across the particular sighting, but you should have very well proof of that, either the photographic proof or something like indirect evidences that such type of evidences are there for this particular. So that is also the shortcomings. So like that, and then the conclusions, and finally the recommendations. So all these are, I think you all know about that. I'm just briefing the small points, what goes to the best. Otherwise, writing a report itself is very important art. It's an art, I will say. So many of the scientific workers, they lack the documentation, because scientific work, if we are the client or audiences are the common mass, then there we can't go for detailed mathematical or statistical calculations. There only the points. For example, the customary and indigenous laws. Now here, how the rituals and conventions are made, all these you can't describe here. So I will not go that qualitative data or quantitative data, that is different thing. But whatever the rituals or conventions are there, we have to mention about in a simple line. They say that okay, let me give you one example from India here, and I think from Indian context, the participants they are well knowing that cutting of people tree ficus religiosa is considered to be something like once it is grown, no one should cut that tree, because it is representing that Almighty, and will be facing a curse from Almighty. Now, in a simple sentence, our ancestors said that. But what is the scientific reasons behind that? It's long story. We have to go in the physiology. We have to go in that particular rate of oxygen generation. Everything. Its importance, its relevance, its ecological importance, its economic importance, and then everything. But in a simple statement, for a common person, it's more than enough. Don't cut this tree. This is very important. That's it. It's representing your deity, or some god is there. So that's the simple sentence. So how we report, to whom we are reporting, and what type of content we have to prepare. This is very important art. We have to, and then comes after main body is bibliography, and recently we also say the bibliography. So using the webs directly. So bibliography is very important, or references. We are citing that, we are taking the case studies, we are taking the scientific papers or documents, or whatever the papers published in periodicals, journals, or some gray literature is also there. But everything we have to mention in our bibliography or reference section. Or nowadays we visit a particular website, and so we have to mention that website also. So there are different, and appendices definitely, if whatever you are writing in the main body, if you are having some long descriptions, for example, if laws are there, or particular action you are creating, project you are creating, and some national or international laws or regional laws are there, which are related to that particular project activity, or some international conventions are there, then you can put that particular law section in appendices. Then, if, for example, if you are writing a report on the project which has been the survey of a particular animal or particular population, then of course whatever the data related to them in terms of checklist or something like what you covered, or even the questionnaires, if you are having some questions, planned systematic approach, that these are the questions which we carried out in the field to assess our particular survey, and writing that, then such type of questions also will be covered in appendices. So many things are there. So this is what I was mentioning. Everything should be very much clear. Then the structure will be important. Otherwise, and even your title, title should be in such a manner so that at least the words which are being used in title can describe the purpose or objective of your particular report. So that is very important. So selection of title and selection of the words in the title, it's very important for every person here. Already I informed you and briefed you about that. These all are the descriptions here. So executive summary or abstract. See how to write this. Now these are few of the questions. If we are not means clear that how to write the abstract, then at least these questions you ask, and answering these questions, automatically your abstract will be formed. If it is a short report, then 4 or 5 paragraphs will work. And if it is a long report, then of course every question has got 3-4 paragraphs. So it depends again on what type of report we are preparing, and giving such type of answers to such type of questions will give at least how to write, what to write. And similarly, what to write in the introduction is the same thing. We have to be very clear in our objective, the purpose of that particular project, why we did, we want to do. If it is completed, then why it has been completed, what purpose, what were the objectives behind that particular project. Everything has to be mentioned here, and of course giving a brief background of that particular series of activities or program or that project, so that at least we can give the introductory part. And introduction again should be not too long. If we are considering that 100 pages report, then introduction don't go beyond 3 to 5 pages. 3 is minimum, okay, fine, or 5 pages max to max, so that at least it will justify everything here in this. Similarly, the background of that particular content. So in introduction, you have mentioned the background, but that is in the paragraphic form. But here it would be detailed. So here also, this background or literature, it's somewhat bigger than the introduction, and that too focused on only one part of introduction. And in scientific or some thesis writing or some academic writing, we use the term literature review. So we have to be, very in detail. We make the use of global context. Also, we make the use of national context, then regional context, and then come to our site context. That what actually this project here we are implementing. Already, it has been taken so things throughout the globe, but right now we are we completed here in this particular area, and this is from local to global. This is what the approach should be there while writing. And already, it's a past work which you are mentioning here, so that at least if the clientele or if they are knowing, they can understand, okay, fine, this has been these were done and they had carried out the work, and further your content will decide that we are successful in completing our project, or some gaps are there. Methodology, you will use different type of methodologies. So we have to use the methodology. These all are the checklist, and reference has been given here. So you can go through this, but at least methodology should be clearly defining your site, means all the you can say all type of sciences will be included in methodology, because through that only you will be defining your purpose of carrying out such assessment or such work. So this is one of the important part of main body text, of course. And results, I'm not giving the analysis and all these things, because several methodologies already you mentioned about that, which type of data analytics you use. In the modern age, you will use the software programs or the statistical software in your particular assessment. So everything is predefined there. So that is data analysis, that is different part here. But in results, again, whatever it has been done or covered. So again, main body text or methodology will cover good number of pages, good number of data, good number of paragraphs here, or you can say wide or the bulkiest part of the main body is methodology. And in methodology, if we are carrying out the data analysis, the interpretations, everything. But result is, you can say, it's the summary of that interpreted data or analyzed or observations which you calculated or analyzed or interpreted. So it's a summary sort of thing, result. So this thing, you can correlate with the proportion of writing of result. Discussion is very important, because here, again, you have to mention how you achieved all these, whatever the result you got. If it has not been achieved, why it has not been achieved. So shortcomings, limitations, either you go for different topic for limitations and shortcomings, but discussion also, you can mention about that, where the gap was there. So this is very important. And of course, in conclusion, finally, you can say conclusive remark is also abstract of result. Again, very summarized form, result. Finally, the objective which you had given in the introduction part has been achieved here. If achieved, mention it, describe here in conclusive part that these were taken into objective, and finally we achieved this. This is how we have to work for conclusion. I had just given result and conclusion because many times how to go in this particular, because results are giving the same thing, but already I mentioned about you. It's a concise form of results. Na? So result is concise form of observations and interpretations, and conclusion is concise form of results. This is how you have to work. Very simple language I am, delivering my talk here, because everything is mentioned and theoretically you can learn a lot. And the references, the bibliography, the bibliography. Now, they are having a lot many styles. So if the clientele, how and which format that clientele is interested, you have to use that. If you're writing some scientific papers, scientific document, some thesis, some dissertation work, doctoral thesis, so all these are having some definite pattern. This is the style which you have to use. So every academic platform, they describe that this is the pattern of writing the references. Use that one. But for the consultancy and management report, there is no such pattern, because they are least interested. And even if you are not giving the references, bibliography or bibliography in the management or consultancy report, it will work, but never avoid this, because we are not the person, we can say that we are the 100% right person, because every time the corrective measures are there, and every second, every day, every month, every year, the changes taking place. So which type of development took place, if we are mentioning anything, might be possible that clientele can understand, okay, fine, from that particular period, that study, the consultant or the writer, report writer has mentioned that he or she has taken from that reference, and then according to that, what our project mentioned, and likewise taking the reference tool for the study purpose or for this analysis or for the assessment. So that's why it's important to use references everywhere. Appendices, already I mentioned, whatever the materials, the which are not directly only in single statement or pointers you are using in the methodology or something like interpretations. So in details, you can go in the appendices. So this is what the key points. See how randomly we are going. Task, prepare, collect information, analysis, analyze it, evidences, message, recommendation, and then structuring and planning and writing and drafting, redrafting, editing, and this cycle goes on. So in simple cycle, report writing has been given. This is what the writing process of report is there. So we have to keep this thing in mind. And organizing a report is very important. Already, first, make up mind of writing a report in a manner which is very suitable or conveniently that your communication could be transferred to the clientele or the audience for which you are preparing the report. So this is how we have to organize our report. Already I mentioned about that. So this is just the summary or last points. So this phase is very important. When you complete everything, at least evaluate this, that draft. That will be the first draft. And ask several questions. A few of the questions mentioned. This does not mean that only these questions will be asked. There could be anything, but repeat it, because writing and completing the work, and if you go through the very next day, you'll find lot many changes. You'll find that, oh, I missed this. We have to include this also. So every second, every hour, every day, every week, every month, you'll find newer changes in your own prepared, which you state the best report. So that's why draft is important. And give a break after writing to that particular report, so that your first, tell that that it's not the final. And if you are giving some time period to your clientele, okay, 1 month is required, that 1 month should be in a manner so that at least by 20th day you can complete your report, and give a break of a day or 2 or 3, then again recheck, evaluate that particular report. You will find lot many changes. So this is how you have to go through. So twice, thrice, depending on your conditions, you can carry forward, and then finally you go further. So thank you very much for listening this, and I think I had taken too much time, but ready for answering your queries and questions. Over to you, please. So open for questions. This slideshow will be available to all of you. I will just, I had already shared it with Dr. Jayanta, and I will be getting that, no issue. Any question, any type of, this is my, my experiential, as well as, of course, using several references also. Thanks a lot for your appreciation. But if questions are not there, then yeah, please, somebody raise the hand. No question. What I think that everything has been very clearly understood by everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
I have a question. That is your presentation. So very
Yeah,
nice
please.
presentation, wonderful presentation. So could you hear me, sir? Could you hear me?
Yes. Very well, I can hear.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for such a brilliant presentation. And actually, research project report writing. So according to my observation, I think there are two types of report writing. One is academic research report writing, that is contained, or that is that is include the different things you have shown your slide. I have seen. And another is project report writing. So sometimes we called it PCR, project completion report. So according to the format of PCR and general academic research proposal project report writing, so any variation between these two things? One is PCR, project completion report, and another is academic research report writing, like book, like dissertation, and other things. So actually, this is not my question, just my observation. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So nicely you had observed. See, two example I had just given, that generally we take that one academic. This is not the category. This is, I had just mentioned, because generally we say that this is the academic report and this is the project report. Well observed by you. And then reports could be of several types. I had mentioned there, some 8-10 types of reports already. I mentioned technical reports or product report or whatever the things are there. Too many. It's versatile. So not only the project, because we are right now mostly focused on these two types only. That's why we mentioned that, yeah, these are the categories, but several categories are, but overall the structure is same. We have to go through in the same pattern, and only the content will vary. How much content, what to give, why to give, and how much details we have to mention. So academic needs complete details, but otherwise project. But somewhere the even in India, I will say that the green cover area where the projects are going on for the industrial purpose. So there nowadays we have to mention in details. So that is almost just like the academic, doctoral thesis type of report. So there we have to mention each and everything. We have to give the complete detail references also, the bibliography also for the clientele. Otherwise, generally in the other cases, they don't need to have too long reports. So yeah, very well. Yeah.
So another thing, I just want to know, because I'm learning. This is my learning stage. Everything I try to learn. So in some cases we use references. In some cases we use bibliography. So who is terminology according to my observation, like academic research report writing, dissertation, thesis, project report. In some cases, we are writing the reference and we are writing bibliography. Could you clear me?
Yeah.
Actually, where we will use reference and where we will use the bibliography, and other things, maybe footnote also.
Yes.
Footnote.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is, bibliography is general term which is being used for all the citations which has been undertaken in the report. So reference is generally we use for the papers things, but bibliography for the report writing, the word which is being used is bibliography, and bibliography includes all the aspects. Reference is simple grammatical, or you can say the English word which this is what we refer. Otherwise, using references even in the report will be the wrong or incorrect. So that is not an issue. Bibliography is generally used covering each and everything. Bibliography is holistic approach which covers each and everything, even the modern tools. So bibliography nowadays, they are using the new terminology. So bibliography, and then the second part they use bibliography. So there they are not using the reference. But in paper writing or short articles or report, very short reports, there they use the term references. So references is generally used in scientific papers, and footnotes as per the demand or the arrangement of the publisher or publication. If they say that footnotes are required, because all these are the practices of the early days, but right now it depends that which publisher allow to have the footnotes, which publisher mentioned that no, this should be the pattern. So according to the publication or publisher or that clientele, if we are going for the project reports, so accordingly we can use. Otherwise terminology won't be thing. Bibliography is general term which is being used from very past, and still it is in use there. And somebody asked me about the project evaluation report. No issue. Even on the NAT you will find that. I think Dr. Reddy has asked about that. We can have that also. So I can have a lot of many such type of project evaluation report, and that could be shared with you. No issue for that. Yeah. Any other question, please?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Geeta ji, you are raising the hand.
Good evening, sir. It's a very good presentation. I just wanted a very simple question, but briefly, can you differentiate between project proposal and project report?
Very important. Very important. Proposal is not. The structure will be same. Again, I am saying the structure will be same, because project report is something which has been implemented, executed, and need to be done. But proposal is somewhere where one most important aspect will be also covered, and that is the financial or budgetary things. So if project in project report, if you are dealing with, that will be in appendix. But here in proposal, that will be the main, body context. Very well asked and timely asked question, because I missed that point, the financial and budget estimate from my slide here. So need to be taken due care when preparing a proposal. So project proposal is very important, and it's project proposal itself is a 1 hour class. So when we go in project proposal things, how to write the project proposal and what type of points need to be taken care of. So there, it is very important, because focus is mainly on the budgetary estimate, and all the content will be very short. And project proposal, again, depending on the clientele, it never goes beyond 10 pages, the maximum 10 pages, not beyond that. But project report is after 10 pages, the project reports starts. And budgetary is the main content for proposal. Ma'am, I think I could able to answer your question to some extent.
But thank you for that. But unfortunately, there is a lot of network problem, so I could not. I got some knowledge, but everything was not clear. Anyway, we can continue later on. I will have a
Sure,
full discussion.
sure, please. Anyone else? Yeah, please, Vishwadasji.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Got your complete presentation. So nowadays, in current market, we found there is a video project report, project completion report. Will you please explain any idea about that? E-project report is saying video project completion report is there, or various corporates. I'm from corporate sector, so various corporates are requesting for video project completion report or e-project completion report. Any idea about that?
So it depends. See, now here I have not included the video files or the video documentation, and what happens nowadays, everything in write-up is not required. So how much graphic representation you are giving to your reports, that is also very important, and how clearly you are mentioning about that graphical presentations. So graphical presentation maybe on the papers also, or maybe on the presentations, oral presentation, or maybe in somewhat a simple you can say mode of audio visual systems.
Okay.
That is a short documentary type of things where the PDF files will be also included, but simultaneously they, or you can see nowadays you can find that AI generated news is coming. That is the best example. Now corporate side, what they want, they don't want the details, bulkier things. They say that we are the eco-friendly and use the digital approaches or work on that. So everyone has created the boxes or some internal software programming in such a way so that even on the apps you can work as per the question. For example, if I do I was associated with World Agroforestry. Now, how to complete the report in that particular is what you are mentioning, because they don't want that writing on the papers or software micro word you are using, and then the word is converted to that document file and then 50, 100 pages file. No, that is simple record just for the evidence ki, okay, this you are traditionally or conventionally you are writing. But what happened? They had created one software. And that software, as according to the objective, is starting from the idea when it was conceived. Said why the plantation has to be done, where it has to be done, and how much quantity, what area need to be covered, and if area is covered, what type of species need to be worked out. If this species is planted, then what type of ecological significance it will give on the local as well as the global level. So that content what happened in the relevance of such type of documentation, they were very easily collecting the information from, for example, I was giving from Rajasthan. And similarly, 7 states were involved in that particular project. So 6 states report on the same pattern. They were also filling the same data from their states. What happened? That software has collated the information and given the prepared the national report, the record of national. So automatically it was generated on the national level. But World Agroforestry, since it was working throughout the globe, so now India report has been completed from their several states. Now similarly, other nations reports were also collected from the same software which was being using, and finally a great document in form of complete evidential, the appendix, what I had mentioned here, and the graphs. They had created the graphs also, because you are filling the data what they are asking. So no need to going or using some other references, the same type of AI, so which has been done. So likewise, I don't know which corporate, which software your corporate is using, or whether it is using or not, or still they are simple saying, okay, go for some e-document or like that. So it's simple. If they are they just want the e-document, okay, go through your online activities, and even free of cost. Online software is also available to assess your data. So statistical data can also be, just fill, and they will give you the complete report of your particular project, and you can generate that. I think I could able to give few of the
Yes.
answers.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Anything else, please? And you can connect with me, no issue for that, for any such type of things. For example, Dr. Reddy just asked me about that. So what I can do, whatever the things available with me, because I started my journey from very local level to the global level. And in that, what type of report the UN requires, what type of record the World Bank requires, or even in the World Bank, different sections, they are having different approaches, and what type of different continents. For example, US has got their own requirements and their own standardized method. Europe has got their own standardized method. So as per the need of that particular whatever the clients are there, we can generate our reports and everything. So wherever possible, I can share all the things, because I prepared several. And I think from Africa, if we are having participant from Africa, I worked a lot there in Africa, and Middle East also I worked a lot. So whatever the soft copy available with me, I can share, and in the both form. What Dasab asked just now, in the e-format or something like software format, or if they are having internal things, so that I can share with you. So I think I've taken too much time, or what's is Dr. Jayanta available, or? Yeah, any more questions or something like query even? If you can. So
Yes, sir. May I ask one more question?
Please, Dasa, please.
Yeah, sir. Another requirement from our side, like they are saying, we have to write the report in terms of SDG impact. So is the same like the report, or we have to take it? We have to take the SDG point out of 17 point, and we have to take what is reference based upon our project, and we have to write a descriptive report. Yeah,
okay, can
different.
you give me any example of your work so that I can correlate it with the
women empowerment? Women empowerment.
Now see, all the 17 goals of SDGs and women empowerment. If you are empowering the women, so women empowerment is not a single tool. Through education, through livelihood, through involvement in their economic practices, giving them the well-being environment. So depending on that particular objective, you correlate it with the particular SDG. what the SDG 1 is saying, what SDG 2 is saying, 3 is saying. If it is related to education, go for SDG 4. In education also, which type of education they are giving you. If you are going in sustainable livelihood, if you are going in gender equality, so correlate with the your activity with that SDG, and whether that target, because SDGs are 17, but they are having some indicators, and indicators are defined by the states, means nations. So wherever the nation, the body, the authorized body, for example, in India, we are having MOEFCC. So they have defined some targets are there, and the indicators are there. So some 169 targets, but 206 indicators are there. So whether your activity is in compliance with that particular indicator, if it is there, how much you are fulfilling that particular indicator. From there, you can interpret and write your report. Okay, fine. Completing, we did this activity. For example, we empowered, let's take very smartly, we empowered 1 lakh women through education, giving them proper or formal education in rural sector, so that they can starting their sustainable living. So education and sustainable living, 2 SDG goals you covered in your particular activity. So indicator, you just go through that 17 goals and 169 targets. So in indicators, in target, which target has been covered under which SDG, and then related indicator to that target given by Indian government, given by UN or other country. So taking first reference of India. So Indian government has given this indicator. So we are fulfilling and completing the indicator, then go for the global indicators. And well, you can, define your particular action, and everything should be done, because I started my professional journey from 1999. But there was nothing like SDGs. Then I worked a lot, and my execution of the work which has been undertaken as a recommendation by Government of India or UN, that started in 2002. Again, SDGs were not there. So, but then came MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. So 7 MDGs were there at that time. So what I did, I just correlated those action with MDGs. And since then, I started writing. And similarly, when in 2015, SDGs were introduced, I correlated my past actions, present and future impacts with the SDGs and present, whatever the governance system said. So when I was the principal of PG College of Women, there I introduced SDG 4 in education. And NEP came recently. You know about the National Education
Policy, yes, 2025.
Recently, it has been, and it included SDG 4. And I introduced long before their formal introduction. So this is, depends on our own perception, our own knowledge, and our willingness, our purpose, our writer. If you are having all the knowledge, then definitely you can, go through, and even you can plan lot many things. For example, I had written the letters to the government of India before 2014 and after 2014 also, and I had seen the changes. For the same purpose, when I wrote the letters in 2009-10, after executing several projects in different direction, that these need to be done if we really want to achieve the success on the global level. It has been mentioned, and it has been taken by the then government. I will not name any PM or any administrator or any brigade, but they had simple taken and I was called for Delhi for the meetings for several works, but that was in the file only. It was completely packed up. It was not executed. But the same planning afterwards, the impact, it has been again documented and revised and submitted to the government after 2014, and it was considered and taken advantage of those recommendation, and then the government, present government, which is right now also ruling, they had immediately took the action and implemented. So it depends, how you are intervening the policies. So I intervened the policies, even policies, not only of the state, the government of India, even in the UN also. I had submitted several such type of document, and I keep on writing. So depending on our perception, our knowledge level, our approach, our successful case studies. So I can share you such type of writings also, and such type of policy interventions also, through how we are correlating the local work or local intervention to the global scale. So I created the models of enviropreneurship. And enviropreneurship models are such models which is having the punching line of conservation practices for sustainable livelihood, and taking the site specific issues of environment, having the global application. See, terminology which I am using, universal application, and could be correlated with the economic viability or livelihood of the target community or audiences. And this is how I prepared. So there is no competition at all, because throughout the globe, every site has got its own USP. The only thing is that we have to click on that USP, correlate it with the local actions and local community, conservation practices. Although global vision is good, globalization is good. I am not against the globalization, but at least give due regards to our local such type of practices also, and with the vision of global, then only we can achieve. So I had given the charge of Gujarat also in 2023. So I was looking after several waterfront projects there, and some intervention related to the underground water as well as surface water, and how to work in this direction. And I wrote same reports, that what need to be done, what need to be checked, what are the gaps, what are the advantage, what are the USPs of sites. So I'm not considering simple in the holistic manner. I had compiled all the pinpointed, site interventions which are required for the long future or sustainable future. So nature every time decides as per every point. So micro planning is very important when we decide for the macro planning. And if you are deciding for the micro planning, think of the local, every point, the local level, with the vision of that global. Then only you can correlate with your actions with the SDGs. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So I think how much time more there is, or is it over? Dr. Jayanta is still not, I think he's traveling, and he has just given me that Dr. Mehra won't be available. So any questions are there? Otherwise, we can close. Let me know from your side.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please. So should I leave?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So today we close the session.
Thank you.